Hi everyone, how are you? In this video we're going to cover how to calculate the customer lifetime value. Sometimes it's abbreviated as LTV. I'm going to explain what it is and actually more importantly some techniques to increase your customer lifetime value, right? The lifetime value of your customers. So I mean the term is pretty self-explanatory. It's kind of like, it's a calculation of how much revenue will there be from this customer over the span of their customership. And actually, you can, if you approach it very mathematically, you can actually get not just the revenue, you can get the actual profit from them. And I'll explain. So there are some formulas. It really depends, calculating. So the part that you have to do for your own business, which is individual to your business, is figure out what the transactions are for your clients and what their average prices are. Usually maybe it's the same price. It depends for your business. It really depends on your business. And so figure out how many transactions the customer has with you, what their average is. And then I'm just going to go a little bit, and you can, this is like note here that I have, and you can count, like per year, per, what is the lifetime value, right? So like if a person, if you have a grocery store, then that person may be buying from you for as long as they live in the neighborhood. It can be 1 year, it can be 20 years. But if you have something where it's a one-off purchase, then the calculation is obviously very different. And what you're going to be wanting to do is not have that one-time purchase. And I'm going to explain how to avoid just one-time purchases, because yeah, they're great, but I mean, you spend all that effort getting that client and they already showed a willingness to spend money with you. You really don't want to stop there. You want to retain that client and maintain that long-term relationship with them. So if you do have a kind of a one-off sale type of thing with your business, I would urge you not to stop there, and I'll actually get into some techniques of how to kind of extend that lifetime relationship with your customers so that it goes on, it doesn't end right away. So yeah, you can count approximately how much per the averages that are they're very easy to count. It just depends on what the math is for your business. It depends what the average transaction is for your business and how many such transactions are for this business over time, like a year or lifespan. And then let's see, I'm just going through my notes. Obviously there's things to improve your customer, the lifetime relationship with your customer, and one of the most obvious is customer satisfaction, and other things are kind of like remarketing, maybe keep it in touch through like new email newsletters, things like that. Keep on reminding them that your business exists and they should come back. You can keep reminding them through social media as well, get them to follow you on any social network. That way you're in touch, right? And then once you get that total revenue, once you calculate that total revenue for a year or for whatever period of time, their lifetime, the average lifetime they spend with you, then you can actually, I have a video for how to calculate the profit margin. So that revenue that you get, you can actually, from it, you can count what the profit margin is, how profitable is that single customer. Then there's a whole video that I have just explaining how to calculate that. So you should be set to go. These are the formulas for calculating the lifetime value of a customer. Now, why is this so important? Because once you know how much a customer brings on average, you can also then know how much to spend to market to them, right? How much if you spend like less than that number that they bring you, if you can spend less than the number that they bring you, for example, if their lifetime value is like $100, but you can bring them on board as a customer and you only spend $50 average marketing, then you actually know your math, that the more clients you get, the more money you'll make, right? But if you don't know the number of how much a client can get for you, if you don't know what's the lifetime value of a customer, you almost cannot justify spending money on advertising, because you don't know if that's gonna lose you money or not. So unless you're focusing solely on growth, then it's okay. But if you're focusing on profitability and growth, then you should certainly know how much money it takes you to get per customer, and what is the lifetime value from that customer. So now you know why that number is so important. And once you can get, let's say, you're getting $100 from that customer, but like you're only spending 50, you can press the gas. You can really accelerate that, and that will turn your business into a great business, because you have that will define your sort of business model almost, because you're able to press the gas like crazy on the marketing, knowing that you'll get all that money back. You'll know that your customers are getting you more back. And so, what are some ways to now increase your lifetime? So, like when a business starts, their lifetime customer value is usually kind of low, because they're starting, they're trying to figure things out. Customers are only somewhat happy because the business is new. Every process is getting refined. So some things to increase your customer lifetime value are subscription models, like I mentioned, remarketing to your customers, being on social media for the purpose of not getting new clients, but keeping in touch with all existing clients, constantly doing outreach and newsletters, and giving new things to your existing clients, which will sort of increase your relationship with them, right? Also, if you, for example, you may want to sell your product, your initial product, you may want to sell it cheaper, so that you'll get that customer on board, and if they have maintenance or something else, then you'll have their lifetime value will grow as time goes on. For example, like printing cartridge, like for printers, the ink cartridges, right? So these companies sell you the printer for pretty cheaply. They say the printer is cheap, but once they give you the printer, you have to buy the ink all the time. And that's that model where they're making a ton of money over time. As long as you have the printer and as long as you're printing, you need ink. And they're selling those cartridges, right? And that's how they make great money. Same with your car dealer. Even though they sell you a car for a very expensive price, they still, probably have, the mechanics and the maintenance, and, they can do your, your various services on your car. So they're continuously maintaining that relationship. And guess what? Next time you go buy a car, if you've already been going to that dealership for a long time and you're happy there, you may actually strongly consider buying there again. So it isn't just about buying the car there, it's really about they want to keep you for everything. And the more you can offer, the more services, and often you can even offer things for free or really cheaply, just to keep the customer keep coming back. Of course, it will eat into your costs, and you may have some like profit margin deterioration, but it's worthwhile, because if you have a high lifetime value of a customer, and if you can repeatedly maintain that, consistently maintain that, then it's an amazing boon for your business. So that's the value. That's what the lifetime value of a customer is. And it's why you need to know that number. Of course, if you have a new business, you don't know that number, but you can approximate by considering what techniques are going to be natural for you to do. Will it be natural to have a newsletter? Will it be natural to have a subscription-based product? Will it be natural to have a service-based product where you service people over time, or sell things to people over time, like the ink cartridges? So consider, even when you're planning your business, consider what are the things that really make sense here. And that will give you an approximation of what you can kind of expect for your lifetime value of a customer. And of course, your conversion rate, which I haven't talked about yet, but you know, let's say you're spending a lot of money to get these visitors to your website, but if you're not converting them well, you know, if instead of like 5% conversion rate, you have 1% conversion rate, then you know, your lifetime value suffers quite a bit because you're losing customers, right? So your conversion has to be really extremely effective, and I'll have a video, separate video just on optimizing conversion. It's an extremely important topic. I'm actually surprised that I don't have a video for it yet, but I will soon. But anyway, so that's generally the things you need to think about when you're thinking about the lifetime value of your customer. Because if you are able to work up, and sometimes it's incremental, like even for me in my business, it's incremental, like it's constantly improving a little bit. So once you work up to having a high lifetime value of a customer, at some point your customer acquisition costs, they're gonna be lower than you're getting per client. And once that magical point happens, it's one of the points of inflection of a business. Once that magical point happens, you can really escalate the growth because you can keep spending that money over and over and over on marketing because you know you'll be getting it back. Okay, that's why the lifetime value of a customer is so important, and why you need to really focus on it. And I'll have a lot more videos, and you know, I'll give more tips on how to do this. But always think, what can you do with your customers over the long time? Anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if this was interesting for you or insightful or new. And of course, please take a look at my mobile apps. They're business planning, business ideas, business planning, marketing, fundraising. They cover all those things. They're at problemio.com, or you can search for Problemio in any of the app stores, and you'll find my apps. And you know, comment if this was interesting, or if you have some ideas of how to increase LTV or any thoughts. Comment in the video, and you know, we'll have a conversation right in the comments. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next videos. Bye.